These are gear oil viscosity grades, used in parts like differentials and some manual transmissions. In general, both 75W90 and 75W140 flow similarly when cold, but 75W140 stays thicker once the drivetrain is hot and working hard. Gear oil is the lubricant used in components such as differentials, some manual gearboxes, and some transfer cases, depending on what the vehicle manufacturer specifies. The everyday difference is this: 75W140 is thicker when the oil is hot, while 75W90 is thinner when hot. That means 75W140 can help maintain a stronger oil film under heavier heat and load, while 75W90 usually creates less drag and is often the better fit where the vehicle was designed for it. A simple analogy is syrup versus a lighter cooking oil on a hot day. Both may pour when cold enough, but the thicker one still stays heavier once everything warms up. That does not make the thicker one automatically better. It just makes it different, and only useful when the component was designed to need it. The 75W part is the cold temperature rating, with the W meaning winter. Since both oils start with 75W, they are meant to meet the same cold flow standard at low temperature, which is why they are broadly similar during cold startup. The second number is the hot temperature viscosity grade. A 90 grade oil is thinner at operating temperature than a 140 grade oil, so the big difference between these two oils shows up after the drivetrain is warmed up and under load. 75W90 is very common in normal passenger vehicle differentials and is also a common viscosity in many axle and transmission lubricant applications. It often makes sense for daily driven cars and SUVs where the manual calls for it, for many front and rear differentials in normal service, for some manual transmissions when the manual specifically calls for a gear oil of that type and spec, and for drivers who want the intended balance of protection, efficiency, and normal cold weather behavior. In practical terms, 75W90 is often the standard choice because it gives the hot temperature viscosity of an SAE90, while still meeting the low temperature flow of a 75W oil. If your vehicle was engineered around 75W90, switching to something thicker without a clear reason can increase drag and change how the component feels. 75W140 is commonly chosen for more severe service because it is a much thicker grade at operating temperature than 75W90. It is often seen in rear differentials in trucks or SUVs that tow heavy loads, if the manufacturer allows or requires it, in high-load axles that run hotter during long pulls, mountain driving, off-road use, or heavy hauling, and in some performance or severe-duty applications where extra hot condition thickness is specified. In plain English, 75W140 is the heavier jacket you wear when conditions are tougher. It can be useful in heat and load, but it is not a universal upgrade for every car, truck, or gearbox. Neither is better on its own. The better one is the one your vehicle manufacturer specifies for that exact component and use case. Here are the real-world trade-offs expressed in plain language. 75W90 usually gives lower drag, which can help efficiency and may be the intended choice for smoother normal operation, while 75W140 usually gives more hot condition thickness, which can help in sustained towing, heavy loads, or severe axle temperatures when the manufacturer calls for it. Using thicker oil than specified can reduce efficiency and may change shifting or driveline feel, while using thinner oil than specified can reduce the hot condition protection margin the component was designed around. This is why thicker is better is a bad rule, because lubrication works best when the oil matches the clearances, materials, load, and temperature range that the component was designed for. Imagine two vehicles. A daily driven crossover that mostly commutes, sees normal weather, and never tows will often be happiest with 75W90, if that is what the manual lists. A pickup that regularly tows a heavy trailer in summer or climbs long grades may be specified for 75W140 in the rear axle, or may allow it for severe duty, because that axle sees more heat and load. That does not mean every truck needs 75W140 or every towing situation requires an upgrade. It means the exact axle, the load, and the manufacturer recommendation decide the answer. Everyday drivers often make these mistakes, assuming heavier oil always protects better, even though it only helps when the component was designed to use it. Looking only at viscosity and ignoring the performance spec, such as GL4, GL5, Montana MoGO, or an OEM approval. Using a differential oil in a manual transmission just because the numbers look similar, even though some manual gearboxes need different chemistry or friction behavior. Forgetting limited slip needs, because some limited slip differentials require a specific limited slip fluid or friction modifier so the clutches work properly. and switching to 75W140 just because towing happens occasionally, even though some vehicles do call for a thicker severe-duty fill, while many still require the original viscosity. Before buying gear oil, check these items in order. The owner's manual, because it lists the required viscosity and often the exact spec. The OEM approval or manufacturer fluid specification, because viscosity alone is not enough. The application type, meaning whether it is for a manual transmission, front differential, rear differential, or transfer case. The GL rating, because GL4 and GL5 are not interchangeable in every application, with GL4 commonly used for some manual transmissions and GL5 common for many differentials and hypoid gears. The limited slip requirement, because some limited slip differentials need a compatible fluid or additive package, and the axle tag or service guide, because some vehicles list axle-specific fluid info there. 75W90 and 75W140 are both gear oils, and the big difference is that 75W140 stays thicker when hot, while 75W90 is thinner at operating temperature and is often the normal choice where the manual calls for it. For most people, the smart next step is to check the owner's manual, axle tag, service guide, or manufacturer fluid specification for the exact component before buying anything. Use the viscosity and specification your vehicle manufacturer requires, because the right fluid depends on the component design, load, and operating conditions.